According to the interweb, we're live. We'll see how this goes. Maybe, maybe not. I'm gonna hear other hikers coming around. We'll see. Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't show you there. Oh, maybe now it does.
I didn't click that I was watching, it just showed that you were live.
Oh, I see. All right. I don't have my mic on. I don't know how the audio is without my mic. Let me see.
I have my earbuds at the
See?
seat.
It's okay. Okay, that's actually updating. That's good news.
Your jacket's loud.
My jacket's loud? I wasn't planning on taking all my...
No, it's fine. You're fine. I'm just saying I can hear your jacket moving when you move.
All right. So, hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Black Friday. Thanks for hopping on here. I'm still setting up a couple things, trying to figure out what in the world I'm doing up here. Some of you may have noticed that I said, weather permitting, that we do the live stream. And so, yeah. So here we are. And the great part is, yeah, you'll be able to hear other hikers and stuff come through, or maybe I can hear them as I'm coming through. Welcome to the Desert Southwest. When we got out here, it was just calm, quiet. You can hear other people. If I pick this up, maybe I'm going to drop it again. And yet, I'm going to pick it up anyways to show you guys why people come down to the desert. It's just a lovely, lovely place. The hiking, generally speaking, is just so peaceful out here. It's a little bit different flora and fauna than some of you are used to. But having said that, it's just absolutely lovely. Happy day after Thanksgiving, one of my favorite holidays, Thanksgiving, followed by one of the worst days in America, and that is, of course, Black Friday. So, all right. Someone's already asking, hey, greetings from Brazil. What's the weather like in Brazil? This is my question. This morning it was like 49 degrees out, and up here we're probably in the 50s once the sun comes out. Yeah, Steve, this is the Tucson mountain range. There's a lot of mountain ranges around the Tucson area. So behind us is what's known as Saguaro National Park, Saguaro National Monument. They have an east park and a west park because it splits around both sides of Tucson. Tucson's in a valley. So one of these days I'm going to do just a series on nothing but on the desert, just because I like promoting Tucson. I like promoting the Southwest. Here, if I can pull some more. I brought my laptop, and we'll see how that goes. All right, let's talk about drape bust dollars. Chris, do you got a bunch of those? How many do you got? I've got a video on drape bust dollars, on a drape bust dollar coming out probably the next week or two, and it's the most unfair grading video I've ever created. So, all right. Sido says, losing ya. I may be popping in and out. I hope reception stays good. We'll see how it goes. All right. So sometimes I have these ideas like, hey, this will be great to go out in the wilderness and shoot. But other times I find out that it's not a great idea. Well, that's a fun set. Chris, are you doing those by date? Those Chris says he has 6 drape bust dollars. That's a challenging series. Let's see. Seaholm says, I got 1911 UK proof PCGS last week. Grade was good, but it had PCGS restoration sticker, recommended sticker. Should I go for it? I'm actually worried the grade could get worse. So that's a tricky one. If you think the grade could get worse, then it might be the way to go. Usually you want to make sure that the grade's actually going to come out better when you're done. So that'll vary quite a bit depending on the actual coin. So if you think that there is some toning or stuff, if it's actually just in a straight grade holder, but there's some toning and stuff that they're saying to get rid of, then you might want to be careful about whether or not to use it. All right. Hey, good morning, everyone who's joining us right now. Happy day after Thanksgiving. My question for you before everyone gets into the coins here, of course, is to just say, what do you like to do with your Thanksgiving leftovers? Like, what's your favorite leftover from Thanksgiving? So I'm guessing that most countries don't really celebrate Thanksgiving outside of the U.S. I know it's traditionally just a U.S. thing that started in the 1860s, but I do realize that there are things that are American that get picked up in other parts of the world. So hopefully Thanksgiving is one of them. I know that some countries have something like Thanksgiving, but it's on a different day. But it's a really nice day, a day for humble, what would you call it? Just humble consideration and thankfulness, and then it's followed by greed. So there you go. All right, let me see here. So what do you guys like to do with your leftovers? What's your favorite leftover from Thanksgiving? I'm gonna see if I can actually drop a poll in here like we did last time, if everything is working. But it's really funny because, I have to leave a yes or no as options still, so, but I can add some other things. Maybe people can just, maybe I won't do the poll yet. I'm just gonna ask you guys, what's your favorite leftover? You can just put it in the chat. I'll create some polls later. If you have a favorite leftover from Thanksgiving that you like to have the next day or two. All right. So Barry says, I'm thinking about trying to put together a set of 1920s and 30s state half dollars. Thoughts? Do you like those? So Barry, are you referring to commemorative half dollars? Is that what we're looking at? When you say that, it sounds like that's what you may mean. I'm a huge fan of the commemorative half dollar series because it is so diverse and unique, and there's so many really nice designs. And when you look back over the history of U.S. coins and coin collecting, there are some designs that are kind of losers out there, and our current ones are losers. Our current coinage are losers. There, I said it out loud. A lot of our current coins are not great, but the commemorative half dollar series is pretty awesome. And some of those coins are some of my favorite designs on them. You've got your Oregon Trail and your Texas. So good morning, Tony. All right, great question. I think that's a fun set to put together. If you try to do all of them, it's really a challenge. Corn souffle. So I asked everyone to start, because this is the day after Thanksgiving, what you like to reheat. And we got pecan pie, which I may or may not have already had some before I got up on the mountain here. And someone else said, of course, stuffing, which, by the way, I take my stuffing, and I think there's a Polish dish, and also the Jewish dish. I think it's called a knish, and the Poles. What is the refried potatoes called? Kid, I'm asking my associate over here.
Mashed potatoes?
When they potato pancake, latke? Oh, maybe it is. It's latke. I think it's latke. Yeah. So I do the same thing, but with stuffing. I take stuffing and I kind of make it into a little pancake, and I fry it with an egg fried on top. Make it in breakfast mode. All right, turkey sandwiches. Yeah, the turkey sandwiches are always good. Definitely. All right, so we got some more people hopping on here. Good morning to everybody. Happy Thanksgiving weekend. Happy Black Friday. Good to just be up here and hanging out with everyone. And instead of out shopping, hopefully not too many people are going to be out there too long. All right, let me see what else we got going on today. Of course. Now, some of you may have already figured this out. So after Thanksgiving, you've got that push between here and Christmas. And so, of course, you've got like a month left in the year, basically. So it's a good time to start thinking about your goals and your, what do they call those, resolutions, New Year's resolutions for 2021. And I didn't say that wrong, for 2021. So now you got a month left to get all of your goals and resolutions done that you did last year and get them done in the next month. So, and then after that, you can start thinking about 2022. 2022, if you want to think about it later, that's good. All right. What are we thankful for this year for Thanksgiving? This is something that I've been thinking about. Of course, obviously for me, there's the YouTube community up here. This is one of my favorite things to do, is just to hang out, to make YouTube videos. Otherwise, I'd just be a guy talking to his own camera, which happens apparently a lot in America. So obviously thankful for the coin community. Thankful for, of course, you've got creation out here. I mean, how beautiful is that? It's just lovely out here. Thankful for, of course, friends and family. Everyone seems to be thankful for those things. And of course, thankful for the opportunity to have a coin shop and stay in business and be in business. Lots of things, good things in life that I don't deserve. All right, Gardner Earth Guy, any chance we'll see a new coin grading service emerge this coming year? Ben's Coin Grading Service, BCGS. I think BCGS is taken by somebody else. I don't think they call it Ben's Coin Grading Service. Well, it would be yet another idea that might fail that I have. I do have lots of ideas. In fact, this was one that I think it could fail just coming out here. I will say that right now I'm sitting on a stone, and I'm going to stay in this position for another half hour, 45 minutes. I don't know if my legs will wake up when I'm done. It just might not happen. So there is that. One more housekeeping. I was trying to get a coin show running into 2022. It doesn't look like that's going to happen just because it was very hard to find all the events and locations. I got a few more people who volunteered to help me with that, and so we're shooting for 2023 to make it Coin Week in Arizona in January, so that people can come and hit the Tucson Coin Show and then go up to Phoenix and hit the Mesa Coin Show or the Mesa Coin Club Show all in the same week. That's going to be a goal of ours. All right. What else we got going on here? Well, today I had a very small topic, which was not going to be Drake Bus Dollars, which was already recommended. So, you know, that's something that we can have a specific topic on sometime. You know, I was thinking a lot about the Greek mints. Like, so I don't mean like, Kenny's asking if we have any snakes out here. Kenny, trust me, when I came to sit down right now, I was thinking, let's see, the dirt isn't someplace that you want to sit. And the rocks, I don't know if it's any better of an idea, but you know, all those rocks and crevices, what do you there, huh? Well, I'll tell you what, they're hopefully it's cold enough to where we're not in snake season too much anymore. But anyway, that's good. Usually when if I'm doing this live stream, I'm not going to be able to pull out a bunch of coins to show you. I didn't feel like packing stuff around, and you can't probably see them that well out in the open. So what I was going to talk to you about today is the Greek, the mints. So I'm talking about ancient Greek coins, and I was thinking about this the other day. You know, you look at the geography behind me here, and this is actually reminiscent of parts of Mesopotamia and parts of the Old World. If you will, off of the Mediterranean. Some of it looks a lot like this. And I know that's not what we think of when we think of the movies and stuff, but I was thinking about how they have these different mints that they had to create coins at. Now, when we think of mints, we think of the U.S. Mint, the Philadelphia, the Denver, the Carson City, you know, these facilities that could produce coins, and they had this machinery. But I think that the mints back in the Greek days, it was more like having, what would you say? It was more like having Starbucks, like they were on every corner, so to speak. They were in between cities, and each place had its own minter and own assayer, and they're smaller, you know, these smaller facilities. So it's pretty wild to think about. If you put on a map, think of towns that are near you, towns that are maybe, you know, 20, 30 miles away, and each town would have its own mint. And, you know, it would be a day or two travel from one to the next. So that's something that's pretty interesting in my mind. Good morning, Charles. So I think that, can you just imagine what it would be like, what it was like? You know, sometimes we don't think about these things, about the actual time frame, because we look at everything through the lens of our own perspective. So when you think back to what it must have been like for all the different mints in the variety of guys that are striking the coins and producing them, and anyway, I thought this was a pretty interesting thing. You've got the distance between the cities, you've got the different designs, and then you have whatever the local influence is. For example, even though Sicily, is the football off of the boot that is Italy, back in ancient times, all the way to current times, you know, they had a different and still have a different culture there. Even though you're just across, a small amount of water, the culture is very, very different. So, good morning, everyone who's just joining us. That's right. So your favorite Thanksgiving reheat is manicotti. All right, I'll take it. Manicotti sounds good. Sounds really good. Sounds really, really good. So probably whenever I did a live stream, I think it may have been Labor Day, I said I'd give away one of the new Morgan dollars. So I'm announcing right now that the winner was Dean Lafrancois. I probably said your name wrong. But Dean, if you catch this, you got a week. You've got a week to get in touch with me. You can get a hold of me through the coin store, staff at oldpueblocoin.com, and we got a Morgan dollar for you. I don't have it here, but I'm gonna just, if I can type without knocking my laptop into the snakes and stuff down here. And if Dean doesn't pick something up, I'm gonna pick somebody from this live stream in his place. So there we go. All right, Dean, you won. I hope you see this and you can, because the one thing about YouTube is it's hard to reach back out to people, as they're, like you could on Instagram. I can DM people and find them, but on YouTube it's a little bit harder. All right, so today I'm gonna just try to save my rear end from falling asleep over here. Today, other than talking about the different mints that they have out in Greek and talking in Greece and talking about the different things that you guys like to heat up for Thanksgiving and just hanging out on the mountaintop, which is all good stuff, I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the different Q&As that I got from people, some questions I've got recently. And I always like doing Q&As, and then we can go to any other live questions you guys have after that. Let me see. Let's see. Everett White says the average and new collector now have to somehow unite and create a strategy collectively, so that we can affect lower premiums charged by some dealers and return coin collecting to an enjoyable hobby again. Everett, thanks for the comment. I get a lot of comments about the hobby not being as fun as it used to be, or things of that nature. My continued comment to that is that we are, I think, collectively people who enjoy finding coins on YouTube and Instagram. There are some really good collector communities out there that are enjoyable and are fun, and they're hobby oriented, and they're not all about hawking stuff and stuff and making profits. They're more about the history, about the artwork, about the putting together a set, putting together something that's really you're the caretaker, right? This is like the ongoing thing. You're the caretaker of history when you're a collector. And so you can do this, of course, Everett, by being a part of communities like this one. But also, if you've got a good local coin club, and you want to make it a good local coin club, you can join, and you can make it a good local coin club. So thank you for the question. All right, Mike, let's see, says, Ben, will Bill Fiva sell any of those sets like you have? It would be great to own a set that he put together. I've seen other sets like his put together for other people. Thank you. Mike, unfortunately, that set is not for sale. That is the type of thing that it would be fun if it were for sale, but Bill actually wants me to ship it back to him, which I need to do this week. So we got some chatty neighbors up there on the hill. I think those are I got some birds making some noise this morning. All right. Donald says, hey Ben, don't the grading companies take into consideration the date, mint mark, and rarity when they grade? It isn't always the generic condition they grade, is it? Aren't rare coins graded tougher? Boy, there's a lot to unpack there, Donald. Yes, yes, and yes. Good morning, Charles. Fried corn and pudding sounds good. Generally speaking, not all coins are graded the same. And I think that's one of the things that's kind of tricky out there in the coin collecting universe. I've got in my upcoming video about the most unfair hidden grade thing I've ever done to you guys. There's a lot to consider when it comes to grading, and they do grade coins differently depending on the date and depending on the coin itself. So some of the coins that they grade, it's going to be based against the other coins that are in the same series, and we'll see. Pardon me, this is what happens when I'm on a live stream and people ask questions. I get distracted easily. All right. See, this is where I need to learn to turn off the comments as they scroll so I can just talk. All right, train of thought derailed. So, yes, they do grade different series of coins differently. They do grade some older coins differently. It's just one of those things that it's difficult because I understand grading on a curve, so to speak, because that's what they do. They kind of grade on a curve. So, for example, your 1881S Morgan dollars, you can find 1881S Morgan dollars graded MS64 that if it was any other date, it'd be a 5 or a 6. I've seen MS64 dollars, 1881S that were just stunning. So they are a little bit different one from the other. I'm just catching my laptop here before it crashes into the rocks. I guess my makeshift table, which is a backpack, is, maybe not the best way to hold stuff up. Sapphire Lady wants to know how long are NGC and Pcgs submissions taking right now? A minimum of 6 weeks, but realistically it's been between 8 and 12 weeks for most of my stuff right now. And it's really funny because I have been submitting pretty much continuously the whole time for the last, for the year I'll send stuff off. I don't know how much I send off because I get stuff from customers and they want to send off. But, on a monthly basis, I'm sending off a package or two. And so, but all of a sudden the packages just stopped coming back. So, they just had a big backup all of a sudden from things that were being held up. I don't know how to describe it, but they definitely are taking a long time. So, and yes, it is taking NGC 3 to 4 weeks just to open a package and put it into their system. That's been kind of a bugaboo. What coin would you recommend for a gift for a elementary school student? Ocean Discovery. What a great question. So there's a few different answers to this. First of all, it's easy, and I think the quick, easy answer is to go basic. If you're going US, go get a Buffalo nickel, a Mercury dime, Indian head penny. I mean, for $5 you can get those 3 coins and you've got a great gift. You've got a great start for some young person who's probably never seen those coins before, and they're very likely to share them with their friends and show them to their friends and get other kids interested. I don't know why I didn't pack a chair. That would have made sense, huh? Maybe next time I decide to go up a mountain somewhere, I'll find some place to sit. So that's a great question. Also, we are doing our Coins for Kids for Christmas program again this year, which means if you send an envelope with pre-addressed and pre-stamped to a young person in your life, we will send them a coin or a little piece of paper money. Usually it'll be stuff like that. Maybe it'll be a Buffalo nickel, maybe it'll be a couple small foreign coins or small pieces of paper money. And so keep watching the channel and the community pages here, the Coin Geek channel, and we'll keep updating that. And that is really a thing that we enjoy doing. We're doing it at Christmas and at Easter, and we love sending the coins out to the kids. And you can put a little note in there for the kid. So, but to your question, there's lots of great things you can get. Also, if you buy them something that's from maybe another country, you can maybe put a little note in there that just explains the history of what they're getting. Some of maybe the design elements on the coin may be related to the history of the coin, or the locale or the geography. And so that's one of the nice things about it. You can go ahead and put that all together for a young person, and get them interested. And I think that's a great idea. I think that the coin market has nowhere to go but up as long as we continue to engage youth and as long as we continue to talk to kids and show kids coins, because especially young boys, they fall in love with coins almost instantly when you put them in front of them. When it comes to the young ladies, it's a little bit more about getting them in front of the history. And so I've talked about this a lot before on my channel, how much I love the movie Hamilton, because it got my daughters interested in history in a way that other things have not. And so I think that getting history in front of ladies is really important, young ladies. So awesome question, and I'm really glad to hear that you're thinking about getting some coins for a young person. All right, what else? Wondering what experiences you have making offers on Heritage for coins for their make offer to owner option. There's a piece on there that's caught my eye. Louis, I have not used this program. I do not know. I don't know that you can do well. You'll have to tell me how it goes. Because generally, for those of you who don't know, so on Heritage, which is a big auction company, they can track the owner of a coin, and you can, if the owner chooses to be involved in this program, so that if they win a coin, someone can come back and make an offer on the coin. Well, the only problem is usually when I see those make offer things, it's like, 20%, 30% more than what the original sales price was. And so it strikes me generally, unless you find something that you absolutely got to have and love, and that it really sold cheap the first time, then it's something that it doesn't seem like you'll be able to get a good value on something. But having said that, you know what? Let me know how it goes. Let me know how it goes. Maybe it's a good opportunity for you. All right. Ontario looks peaceful there. It is peaceful here. This is why I need to go hiking a little bit more often. But the desert Southwest is a lovely, lovely place. Of course, the city of Tucson is a little bit larger. The metro area is about 1 million people. The city itself, I think, is probably 500 to 600,000. But it's considered, I think, about the 32nd largest city in the nation. But the desert's a beautiful place, and if you ever want to introduce yourself to videos, I think there's some old videos on YouTube probably called The Desert Speaks, which is the old public broadcasting system, the local one, that made lots and lots of videos. So Andrew, nice green screen, right? I know, I'm moving up in the tech world, baby. My green screen is rocking out here. I don't know if your green screen can do this, but my green screen actually is like 360 degrees here. Let's do this again as we get up here. Right. I'm not going to turn it the full 360 degrees, but out this area where you're looking at now is out into the monument, that's all government restricted area. I just said that like it's Area 51. It's restricted. They have aliens out there in the desert. Wrong desert. So Sapphire's asking the temperature here. It's got to be, what'd you say, in the 50s right now?
Yeah, I can check.
Yeah, it's probably in the mid 50s right now. And the sun is of course up. I'm in a shady spot, although the sun's peeking up over the corner now. And when the sun's on you, it's nice and warm. So for you people who are used to cold weather, this is just a slice of heaven. Like you come out here. I remember one Christmas I was going out and getting the newspaper, and I'm all bundled up because it's like 40 degrees out. And I look out in the cul-de-sac, and there's these guys in tank tops and shorts throwing a football around. And I looked at their license plate, and they're from Colorado, and I thought, yeah, that makes sense. They're probably used to like 12 degrees, and here it is, at 40 degrees. I'm just all bundled up. All right, what else we got? Anyone here notice that the prices of silver coins are higher now than the silver prices? Yeah, there's a whole big silver grab. I just, my video that came out on Sunday, last Sunday, I think was, the coin collecting's dirty little secret. The guys that are selling these rolls of $half all through newspaper ads and are getting $40 a $half, they're literally getting $40 for a $half that's worth, 10 or 11 bucks. They're really driving the market up right now. So a lot of elderly people are getting hosed, and if you know anyone who's buying stuff from these ads, you need to have a talk with them because they are absolutely getting ripped off. And so some of that's trickling down into smaller areas into the coin market. So I'm seeing that happen quite a bit. Yeah, Solo Smoke's talking about that's on eBay that they're seeing some of the prices rise. Also around Christmas time, prices tend to rise because you see people that are buying gifts. This is also just an observation of mine that there's certain times of year where things get a little bit busier than others. You can go, walk in the sun if you need to warm up, not just sit in the shade there. I'm here. I brought my daughter up hiking. She decided she was willing to get up this morning and come up here with me. So she's sitting in the shade though, and so I'm active and I'm feeling all sprucey, and she's just sitting in the shade getting colder. Just go for a little walk or something. All right.
I'll be back in a couple.
All right. What else we got going on here? Good morning. Good morning from everybody. Ricky says that I think eBay is hurting our coin collectors community because they charge too much. For example, they charge me almost $80 for a coin that's worth $80 too much for a coin that's worth $375. I'm trying to understand what the question is. So yeah, eBay is a funny thing because if you want to purchase something from a coin shop, if I want to sell something as someone who owns a coin shop and I want to sell it on eBay, I got to charge like 10% more on eBay to get the same amount of money. So, right, the fees. So yeah, Ricky's getting to it. Yeah, the fees. Because it costs so much more for the seller, this goes on to the buyer. Okay, guys, this is like economics 101 I'm going to teach here, and I'm not talking down to anybody, but you got to understand, one of the things that drives me absolutely batty, this is in the whole big, I don't want to make this political, but, anytime anyone says, we're going to tax somebody and it's going to save everybody else money, every tax, fee, restriction, regulation that's put on any business of any size, gets passed on to you. You pay for it, the consumer, always. You have to. That's where the money goes because the company has to be profitable. They have to make enough money to stay in business. And if they have a new fee, where's that new fee going to go? Where's that new expense going to go? It's going to go to you, the consumer. So it's one of my pet peeves about economics. I'm like a what would you call Monday morning economics quarterback. And I always try to keep it clean for people. I try not to get into the politics of stuff. But just in general, think about that. If there's an extra cost to be incurred, it's going to go down to the consumer. So that's why, in general, it's like the fewer regulations, the fewer restrictions, all this stuff, the fewer taxes, it saves the little guy the most money. Because the big dog can afford to pay the extra money for rising prices on stuff. But, trust me, I've got plenty of, Anyway, we'll stay away from the talk we should stay away from. We're going to stay on coins. But the fee structure, when it comes to eBay, does cause things to be more expensive. So you're absolutely right. eBay is one of my least favorite things in the world, but we use it because there are some things that you can only really buy. What did I say? I should say you should really only sell on eBay because that's where the marketplace is. There are just things on coins that we get in that I can only sell on eBay because it's one with a fancy label or a signature. I have no customers that walk in my store looking for this stuff. None. It's a weird market, but there's guys on eBay who are like, you know what? I got to have the signature from that guy that no one knows who he is, but he signed it. So he was the mint director. No one's heard of this guy, but it's not like it's a famous person, in my opinion. It's something completely different. All right. Andrew's saying, a shame chip shortages are affecting NGC scratch-resistant holders now. Was hoping to do some reholders. Okay, so I hadn't read that, but I'm not surprised by it. So my store, Old Pueblo Coin, is located next to a car dealership, and they are a Kia dealership. And Kia was really hit by the chip shortages. So I see other car dealers that have some cars on their lots. Their car lot got empty. It was really crazy. So they're still having a hard time getting stuff in. By the way, has anyone else noticed that Kia's new emblem looks like the 9 Inch Nails emblem? Whenever I look at it, I just think, who put a 9 Inch Nails sign on their car? All right. I digress. Most auctions also charge 12 to 15% to the seller. Sapphire Lady thinks, yeah, that's true. If you want to buy from one of the major companies, you're going to end up paying larger fees as a buyer. And so that's why buyers like eBay, because when you go to eBay, you as a buyer aren't paying the fees. Now you are paying more for the coin. It's like a hidden fee because, like I said, the seller is usually going to try to recoup their fees by charging a little bit extra for it. So there's a little bit of like what you would call a hidden fee involved. But generally speaking, you're absolutely right. If you want to try to buy some of those coins on eBay or on a major auction house, pardon me, Stax, Heritage, Bowers, you're going to go ahead and pay extra for them there. You're going to end up paying those fees. All right. Good morning. We got more people joining us, hopping in. Happy Black Friday to you. All right. Christian says, I think an educational video on the process of and how to tell natural toning from artificial toning would be nice. You know, we end up with these monster toned Morgans. How do they get to look that way? And thanks so much. Love the channel. Thanks, Christian, for the comment and the question or comment. I've done a little bit of videos, a few videos on toning. There are some videos on there where guys get into the technology of toning. In other words, there's a video that somebody linked in one of my videos where I talk about toning, and this guy goes through the actual electroplating process, and he shows you how they put a coin in salt water, and then they add the diodes and the electricity, and it colors things. So, good morning from Montana. Good morning, Don. So, you know, as you look at toned coins, I'll do more videos on that. For me, I come from what I would call like a historical perspective, not a scientific perspective. That's to say, I look at the coins and I look to see, I'm used to seeing them in old holders. So I have this idea from my eyes been trained to looking at old holders and knowing what a coin should or shouldn't look like when it is coming from an original holder versus something that is toned fraudulently, so to speak. And I just had some toners that went up on the video I put up yesterday that honestly I thought were going to come back artificially toned or questionable toning. So because it was such an odd looking coin, a set of odd looking coins. So, hey kid, can you take a picture of me here sitting here? I'm going to throw it up on Instagram later, just how fancy my setup is here so I can put up there. All right, here we go. What's next? We got more questions, comments, concerns. Corey says, with your phone. Corey says, I read peace dollars don't tone the same due to the acid bath that was used on the planchet. And so Kevin said the same thing. I read that the planchets that were used for the peace dollars were treated to keep them from discoloring. What's interesting is I've never read this. And so I had two different people say it on the interweb. So if the interweb says it, it's got to be true, right? And but thanks for your comments, guys. I'm going to have to look into that. I don't know. You know, we've commented a lot on how it's hard to get a really nicely toned peace dollar. And apparently it's because they were produced very differently than some of the other coins were. So this is interesting. We'll have to find out for sure. If either of you guys, or if any of you out there have a link to an article that talks about the fact that those coins were treated differently, please send it. Please send it. All right. What else we got going on? It's the morning after. That's right. Everyone survived. We got chip shortages. We got toned coins. We got people grading. Charles saying that Canadians have the best designs. I love you, Charles. That's so. The funniest thing is, you know, good morning, America. I'm very patriotic, but man, these guys, honestly, the Canadians do such a nice job. They have so many nicer designs than we do. Drives me a little nutty, you know, like USA. I want our coins to look nicer than theirs, right? I mean, there's not a real official, you know, Coin Olympics. I know that there's the Coin of the Year awards, which are probably, you know, it's not you or me voting on that, I think. I don't think that's a public vote thing. That's so I would love to see an actual open thing where we could all vote on the Coin of the Year and see what would come out on top. So I really enjoy a lot of the coins that the Canadians have put out over the years. Hopefully the U.S. will get it together. We'll see. I'm not holding my breath on that, but we get some okay coins. All right. Hey, while you're out there, guys, if you take just a minute, I'm gonna self-aggrandize or whatever. I'm gonna just go ahead and say, hit the like button while you're there, and then that'll be good. And it matters a little bit for the algorithms and stuff. That's how this works. The algorithms. All right. The Silver Guy 23, less quality coins is better long-term strategy than a lot of subpar coins. I started doing this last winter when I saw this video. I'm glad I did it. Thanks, Ben. Okay, so I had to read this twice to understand what he was saying, because owning fewer coins that are of higher quality is what he means when he says this. He says that this is a better way to do things. Now, this is something that I've talked about a little bit here and there, and I talked about last winter, that there's this concept out there that instead of collecting a lot of nicer coins, or instead of collecting like everything that you run into that you really like, maybe you should just collect a few coins that are higher grade or higher quality. It's really enjoyable. And so for a lot of guys, I see guys that'll spend 40 or 50 bucks on a coin, and they'll buy 3 or 4 coins a month, but then they say they can't afford a $200 coin. And I always tell them, well, you know what? If you just learn to be patient, you just buy that $200 coin instead, and enjoy it. I mean, there's a lot to be said about enjoying the more expensive coins. I do the same thing, by the way. I look at these coins, I'm like, man, I'll never own one of those. And then I'm like, well, you know, I've got a few things I could maybe consider selling off, and maybe I should just own one pan pack octagonal. I just have one coin in my coin collection. Man, I'm thinking about it. That'd be cool. That pan pack octagonal's got my name on it. For those of you who don't know, I know earlier we were talking about collecting commemorative half dollars, the older ones. 1915 Pan Pack had some of the coolest coins ever made. They had the two $50 gold pieces, which are like 2.5 ounces of gold, and they're gorgeous. They made a round one, they made an octagonal. Both of them had mintages of, I think, one was just over 600 pieces. I think one was just under 600 pieces. And in lower mint state grade, they trade for like $50,000 to $60,000. So it's like, here's my coin collection, one coin, here we go. That'd be fun. That would be fun. All right, let me see here. What else we got going on here? Proof coin toning is tough too, milk spots, etc. Boy, you can say that. You can say that's true. I've seen lots of nicely toned proof coins, but then they get the milk spots on them, especially stuff from like the 50s and 60s, and you can't have both, right? You end up getting the milk spots just really distract from everything, and but the toning can be really nice. It's really a shame. If you could pick and choose, right? If you could just pick and choose what you had, you'd be really excited about everything. Good morning from Erie, Pennsylvania, one of my most favoriteest named towns ever. I don't have an actual written list, but you know, how can Erie, Pennsylvania not be on the list of coolest named places? I mean, around Halloween, is it extra spooky over there? I mean, from someone from the desert, we just got to know. Erie, Pennsylvania. Okay, I just got someone telling me that the Pan Pack is one of the most overvalued coins in the market. Well, I'm talking about the $50 gold piece. I don't know if it's overpriced or not. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm an idiot. Ben, nice to see you out of your natural habitat and out in some natural habitat. As always, getting a very nice play on words here from some of our contributors. Thanks, Don. Yeah, it's gorgeous out here, and I should come out here like daily, not just on Black Friday. All right, in Erie, Pennsylvania, it's not spooky, just snowy. Well, I mean, for someone who lives in the desert, that's pretty spooky too. I wouldn't know what to do if it started snowing. When it snows in Tucson, I got to tell you, people just stay home. And I don't mean like it's a foot of snow. I mean like there's snow falling, and people act like it's oobleck. You know, I don't know if any of you are Dr. Seuss fans, but they don't know what to do. They either run outside in excitement or they're just scared to travel. Literally, the city of Tucson shuts down the bridges because it's snowing. And I don't mean like snowing, like a lot of snow. I mean like there's snow coming down, shut down the bridges, and people get trapped on their side of town on certain. It's the funniest thing. Maybe it's a bad type of funny. All right. All right. What else we got going on here this morning? Let's tackle a couple more things. Let's see. Lizards flying. Anything we do with calibration, weighing, X-ray, spectrometer, or ping test, the fakers can still trick us. So, I read that and I thought I'd just kind of comment on it. I think that we're always going to have counterfeiters with us. It's just kind of a thing. I know a lot of guys who actually collect ancient counterfeit coins that were counterfeited from the time. So they'll be 500-year-old, 2,500-year-old, 3,500-year-old coins, but they're fake. And so that's kind of a thing. So there'll always be counterfeiters out there. I happen to think that most of what we have is okay. When you see videos about things being counterfeit, it's just not, it really is overblown, shall we say. There's not as many counterfeits out there as people say there are. Most of the things that people see are not really, most of the things in the open market are fine. Yes, we need to stay ahead of the counterfeiters. Yes, it would be nice if, of all the things that the government does, we coin collectors would like a little bit of protection from things that are getting shipped in from other countries. That doesn't seem to be happening anytime soon. So I understand the pessimism, but realize when you go to a coin show and you walk around and you look, you're seeing really great coins everywhere you go, right? So go to a coin show and look around. And if you think that all the coins there are counterfeit, just look around. I mean, you'll find out that the very few things are really counterfeit. So, I understand everyone's concern. I mean, it's worth being concerned about. So, all right, we've got some other stuff going on here. Morning collecting perpetrators. That's right. We're such rebels collecting. Doug, thanks for mentioning that. Just us perpetrators causing problems. Nice to see those Sacagawea cactuses behind you. I like to claim that Sacagawea is the correct way to pronounce Sacagawea because I had, I'm trying to remember what tribe he was from. Native tell me that that's how you say it, but he may have been pulling my leg. But I really don't think that that they spent a whole lot of time in the Saguaro National Monument. Sacagawea, I think, mostly went through the Midwest and the Pacific Northwest. Right? I don't think she and the guys spent much time in the desert Southwest. All right. Good morning from Minnesota. If you had to collect only one type of coin, what would it be? Halves, dollars, cents, etc. And further, what variety, i.e., cents, sweet cents, Indian head pennies, and large cents? This is a really good question. I get stuff like that once in a while. People asking, what one coin series would you collect? And it's very difficult because, I've been doing this for like 30 years for myself and, to over 20 years professionally. And, it becomes a little bit different. I haven't tried to put a set together in a long time. I can tell you what sets I started on in Indian head pennies. I still, when I see a really nice Indian head penny, sometimes it brings me back to when I was like 10 or 12. So, and the most recent set that I'd put together was Washington quarters, actually. I had put together a raw set of Washington quarters that I ended up selling to buy the coin shop because, it was more important for me to buy the coin shop than to own those quarters. But if I only had to collect one set, this is going to cheat. It's going to be cheating, but it would be commems. It would be the older commemoratives because there's variety. So I'm cheating your system by saying I'd buy the older commems because there's a lot of variety to it. So, all right, let's see what else we got here going on. Central coast of California, we got people just waking up. I'm guessing there's an hour difference there. Okay, Ben, do you like Capital Plastics acrylic holders? I do like the Capital Plastic holders, and I don't use them, of course, like I think I've mentioned before. Right now, I don't really have any sets I'm putting together for myself. I like it when I see the ones that are clearly like old school and put together. I like a lot of the older holders in general. So like when you get coins that are in like the old albums that things get put into. So there's the old Library of Congress albums. That type of stuff I like even more. But a lot of it is because I like the esoteric stuff. I like the stuff that's related to coin collecting, but that is not coins. That's just one of those things that's happened to me over time where I really appreciate antiquity and the history of collecting. I'm sometimes fascinated by just the history of collecting as much as I am by the collecting itself. Okay, let's see here. Pcgs versus Ngc, which is better overall? I'm just going to take a hard pass on that. For years and years, I've told people I prefer Ngc, and this is, you like how I said I'm going to take a hard pass, and then I keep talking? This is terrible. Both companies, I think, have a place in the market. I wouldn't mind seeing a third party, but then CAC came into it and just got it all messed up. Yeah, Don says raw coins are the best. There you go. That would be the quick answer, to be like option C. So in our binary world of thinking, where it's either one or two, A or B, it's great to be able to pick C. Like I do like it whenever you can get outside of the box and be like, you know what, I'm going to do it this way. I know you guys think I can only do it this way or that way, but I'm going to do it this way. All right. Okay, Mark says, Ben, I'm considering putting together a typeset of just OGH original green holders. Is that what that stands for? Rattlers. Would this be too difficult? Okay, so difficult. Now, I'll tell you what. I've got a few customers that are putting together collections of older holders, and I will say one thing for sure: it's a fun thing to do. And like, so some of you've maybe seen my videos on sampler holders. It's one of the few things that I kind of collect a little bit. So the coins that are either Ngc or Pcgs, and they'll say sample, or they will be a sample, and it says that on the label. Those I collect a little bit because it's just kind of fun. Once again, it's not collecting the coins, it's collecting something more a little esoteric around it. So that is something that I really enjoy doing. So I've got a couple customers that collect old holders, and they don't just collect Pcgs and Ngc. They don't just collect rattlers or fatties. They collect like really strange off-brand stuff, and this is something that I'm really impressed with. When they show me their collection of stuff, I think that is really neat. That's just a fun way to collect. All right. Don's mentioning that collecting lowest graded commems is now a thing. Yeah, collecting low grades, low ball. I had the previous owner of Old Pueblo Coin, he had put together a low ball set, which was incredible. It was all raw. So the low ball set is finding the lowest graded coins you can, but you can have to be able to tell what the coin is. It cannot have been messed with. You want it to be clean, as in no cleaning, but just honest wear, no grinding, no holes, no damage. And it's easy on some of the coins, right? So you look for seeded coins, and all you can see is like just one line on the eagle wing, and that's it. But you know what the coin is. Now try to find an Ike dollar in low grade, a Susan B. Anthony, and it's actually really very challenging. So it's good. It's good. All right. What else? We're getting near. I think we're getting near the end of the day, at least for this live stream. I'm trying to remember what other things that I had in mind to tell you. Once again, Dean Lefrancois, you won a coin. If you're out there and you get to watch this video, you have till the end of next week, which would be like December 4th, to email us, staff at Old Pueblo Coin, get in touch with us and find out. On Instagram, it's easier because I can just DM somebody, right? That makes it a lot easier. What else do we got going on? I don't know when I'll have my next live stream. It may be in a couple weeks. Well, you guys can always chime in on that. I post from time to time on the community tab and just say, hey, what's up, guys? I put up stupid polls that I like. And you can always make some comments in there about topics and things of that nature. You can also, of course, DM me on Instagram. I am the Coin Geek on Instagram. Not Old Pueblo Coin on Instagram. That is, of course, also our channel, but the engineer runs that. That's why the pictures are just perfect. And mine are like goofy and out of focus. That's just kind of how it works, right? All right, what else we got going on here? Thank you, Don. Appreciate that. Jay's asking if I come across proof Indian head scents often. I do not see them too frequently. I do not. I had a dealer come through town last week. He had a ton of Indian pennies, and almost all of them were toned purple, and it kind of bothered me. I mean, the coins look beautiful, but I was so curious how he had so many that were all toned the same. You know, because it gives me that like question of, are these all legit or not legit? All right. Yeah, if Dean does not pick up the dollar that he won, I will choose from people that did this chat. So someone who was here chatting in this live stream will be available to win. All right. Chris, sometime we'll have to talk about those those bus dollars. That 1797 and VF35 sounds great. Watch my video next week on the most unfair grading reveal of all time. And in the meantime, everyone enjoy your Thanksgiving weekend. Hopefully a lot of you guys have time off with family and enjoy it. Don's asking the last time I climbed the hill behind me. The last time is possibly never. Actually, so before I go, I'm going to give you the round robin view, and I need to stand up because, man. Okay, I'm going to try to do this so it's not too obnoxiously loud for everybody. But I don't even know if I can stand up because my hind quarters are just asleep. So the mountain trail up here actually starts down in the valley down there, and the main trail doesn't go necessarily to the peak. Doesn't necessarily go up to the peak. It does run because it runs back down into this valley down over yonder. But back behind me here, this is all the Saguaro National Monument West. And see, you know what I was thinking about doing? You guys can tell me if this is a dumb idea or not, because it probably is. Because the last thing I need to do is live stream me falling down. But what I was thinking about doing some point in time is actually going out with some guys metal detecting and live stream the metal detecting. I just thought that'd be kind of fun. But by the way, this is what a cactus looks like when it's fallen down, and then they use those ribs from the cacti to make fences and posts and stuff. But the saguaros, you know, I didn't know about this until much later, because I'm from here. That, you know, so I grew up with saguaros around me, but there's people that come from all over the world just to see a saguaro, because it's the type of cactus that's only found really kind of in the desert Southwest. Now the prickly pear is found in pretty much every corner of the world, right? Do I have one over here I can show?
There's one behind the creosote bush right there.
Yeah, I'm going to step on them. The prickly pears, these little patches of guys, those they've got all over the world. I think, you know, you can find them in, I'm going to make this up right now. I like making things up. I was about to say you can find them in, you know, Antarctica, but maybe that's not true. Some of you geography guys can help me out on that. But let me know if sometime you think it would be cool to go metal detecting and live stream it. I think it would probably be boring. It's probably like live streaming fishing, but you know, maybe I can put the GoPro cam on and just go out. Now you can't go out here because that's like off limits and stuff. So in the meantime, everyone have a really great Thanksgiving. Have a nice Thanksgiving weekend. Do start thinking about your goals for 2022, your collecting goals. Maybe I'll look at getting a pan pack $2.50, or I mean a $50 gold piece. Oh, look, okay, wait. Can you see them? Oh, I just saw somebody up on the hill. You were asking about getting up there. I was like, I just saw somebody up on top of the hill. Right up, they were right up here. But, all right, guys, awesome. If you haven't yet, just hit the like button before we go. Enjoy. This weekend, University of Arizona and Arizona State playing football. May the worst team win, because that would be my team, Arizona. The U of A is just not good. Go Wildcats. All right, guys. Have a nice weekend. Take care.